First at 4:30 from Kalihi to Kakaako, roads are being ripped up to make way for the rail, with most of the work being done underground and out of sight.
Daryl Huff set out to explore the mysterious trenches and caverns for Hawaii's most difficult construction project.
When I asked Hart if I could go down into the trenches, they said no way. And now I understand why.
This is really deep. This thing's like 35 feet down. So yeah, if you're claustrophobic, I would not go down.
Nan Inc. project manager Mitch Bizukami stands next to what you could call the Kalihi Caverns, two pits mauka of Dillingham Boulevard that drop 3 stories on either side of the Kapalama Canal, connected by 3 tunnels housing conduits and pipes that will bring underground the tangled mess of overhead lines.
That's crazy considering that Dillingham is such a already cluttered corridor, and with all the businesses around, and yeah, this is a big challenge.
And the twin pits are just part of the $500 million contract essential to the success of the rail system. But all the public sees are metal plates, the equipment, and the confusing, ever-changing detours.
Anybody who's been driving Dillingham has seen that we've had to flip the traffic from one side to the other, and that's the nature of the utilities. Don't necessarily run in a straight line down the street.
Hence the hopscotching trenches from knee-deep to 2 stories down, so deep they fill with water at high tide. Workers must open them up daily or nightly to do their jobs and then cover the holes back up in time for traffic.
We have crews working on this half of the road in the daytime and the other half of the road in the nighttime, and just coordinating it and just getting everything set. Getting our concrete trucks in at night, in the daytime, getting all the work coordinated, all the deliveries coordinated. We have about 80 guys out here, and it gets kind of crazy.
And under the street, many of the existing gas and water, wastewater, and electrical lines are unmapped, unrecognizable, and hazardous. But Hart's Deputy Project Director Matt Scanlon says safety is the first concern.
When in doubt, you stop. If you don't know what something is, the workers know to stop and make sure that we're identifying things properly.
The schedule is also challenged by unmapped geology, like pockets of ancient coral.
Anticipated they might be able to dig 100 foot of trench. When they run into coral, it could take them 4 or 5 times longer to go through that material.
This is probably one of the hardest jobs I've been on.
Between the earth conditions and then the utilities themselves maybe not being where they were anticipated, there's a lot of daily problem solving on the fly.
Is there a particular time when something came up that you were just completely unexpected and you had to really scramble?
That's kind of every day, isn't it? Yeah, I had more hair than this.
But with the project so far meeting its deadlines and budgets, there is satisfaction, if not recognition.
This is kind of the most thankless part of what we do, because it's the toughest thing we're doing and yet you don't see progress.
We don't always get to have the high profile, nice buildings that everybody can brag about. At the end of the day, nobody will ever remember that Nan and Mitch was digging trenches over here.
This trench will be filled up over the next few weeks, but the Dillingham Utilities Relocation Project will go on until next year. Reporting from Dillingham Boulevard, Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.